So there's a preview of the new Pokemon theme park and the reaction's very mid. Oh yeah, Poke Park Kanto opens on February 5th. I mean, I don't know, man. It feels like it's more like, yeah, when he says like an experience sort of thing, not a theme park. People just want to go and play Pokemon somewhere where they can be around other people. This is what, I was talking to a friend the other day and I was saying, you know what I really miss? I really miss going to PCbangs. We don't really have them in the US, right? And they were like, why would you do that when you have your PC at home and you can just get on Discord? And I was like, you don't understand. You don't understand getting to sit in a little room with these really nice PCs with your friends next to each other. And then you also like eat together. You can order food to your stations while you're there, and you can like walk around and do stuff and go back and sit down and play together again. Like it's the LAN environment. Yeah. And I was like, the experience is good. Yes, you can do all this at home, but the experience is good. And I wonder if that's kind of the idea for this, is this becomes a place for them to do events and to just get people physically together instead of playing it at home. You know what I mean?
Pull up with my VGC ready team and 30 years of knowledge. These kids gonna learn.
So are a lot of people. That's the thing, which actually is nice. That's the point, right? Is like running into these people, getting to talk to them instead of just playing games with them and then never seeing them again. That's the other thing, right? Building community. So I feel like there is a lot of value in places to do stuff because everything is being made more convenient, so you can just do it at home. So I want more places where I can go out and do those things that I would do at home. But if it's stuck to a device, then you're only going to do it at home, right? Yeah, you went to 2 fighting game tournaments at LAN places that were 100% empty except us. Yeah, PC cafes are super popular in Korea, and I would go. And here's the thing. The experience is totally different. I've been to American ones, and I don't like them. I don't like them. The thing with it is they're nicer. Number one, they're just nicer. Okay. Number two, people on average are nicer to the equipment. Stuff still gets broken, spilled on, whatever. But a lot of the PC cafes in the US, people just try to take shit because they're rare, and they're a little expensive to get in. They're not as cheap as the ones in Korea. So people just don't respect the stuff, But also the PCbang experience in Korea was more, I don't know, because it was cheaper and it was a very streamlined process and people respected the equipment. It was just a place to go out and be, right? No matter what you were doing, you just go out and be. And I think American kids don't really, or even like young adults, don't really do the go out and be somewhere thing just to be somewhere. Their default is stay home because there's always stuff to do at home. And I think this might be a generational thing, and maybe just Korea doesn't have the same generational issue as much as we have. But yeah, there's no community anymore. People don't go to community centers and like all these extra spaces just cause anymore. That's all just been phased out. Yeah, third place stuff. It's just like culturally not as strong in the US anymore, and I think that's why these places aren't doing well. Yeah, no one just goes to the mall just to go to the mall. So this is the thing. I've noticed this. Whenever I want to do something with friends, they go, do you want to do X thing? Let's do this. And they try to like book something or set something up. And I'm like, why can't we just meet up somewhere and just go somewhere? Like no real plan, right? Like what? And it's just because people like, they're, number one, a lot of stuff that used to do like that is just gone. Number two, people are just not used to it anymore culturally, So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. So I don't know. I would like to get that going a bit more. I do have a couple friends that I'm close to that I will just call them up and be like, this Saturday. And they'll be like, okay, haha. And we don't make plans. I'll just be like, come to my place in the afternoon. And they show up fucking whenever. And once like a couple of them are here, I'll be like, all right, you want to eat? Let's go eat something. Sometimes we'll just go outside with no plan of where we're going. We'll just walk in a direction and be like, you want to eat that? Okay. Right? And I'm really glad that I can do that because I can't do that with everybody. It's hard to like, I don't know, it's hard to get people to just like not think about it. And us being in the city, it makes it a lot easier. But if you're not in the city and you're in the suburbs, I really don't think there's anything to do. I don't think there's anything to do because I looked at, a long time ago, I looked at moving, right, everywhere. And I just checked everything everywhere. And I would look at every area that I was a candidate and look at what's there. And there was just nothing there. There was nothing to do. And anything there was to do was expensive. It was like, you know, you could go bowling, which costs way too much nowadays. It's still one of the cheaper things, but how many places have a dedicated bowling alley? There's actually not that many. There are a lot of areas that don't have a bowling alley nearby. You have to go somewhere because a lot of activities have closed down. There used to be like small bowling alleys in like every fucking town, and all those have closed. Movie theaters, there are movie theaters. Now they're super expensive though, so people don't want to do that. Also, Netflix is good, so, you know. The malls suck now because they're less of an experience than they used to be. I don't know. It's just like everything is just, there's nothing to do. But then in the city, there is shit to do. And there's stuff that's free. So I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that, man. Like, where do you go? So much stuff died off. Yeah, COVID especially, but even before that. Yeah, no more arcades and malls, right. No more activities in them, really. I don't know. It's very weird. It's very weird. Pokemon Go must have been the last hurrah of hanging out without a particular plan. Yeah, but even then you're like, we're going to play Pokemon Go, though, right? And I don't know, I look at that and I'm like, some malls around one movie theaters. That's the only thing that's saving them is when a director of a mall, you know, whoever's in charge there realizes like, oh, people actually need activities to do. Let's put something in here. Then, you know, that usually keeps them all alive. But I don't know. Outside of that, there just ain't shit to do. People have been trying to kill people going out public servers for like decades. I don't think it was trying.
The bowling alley in my town is still like $20 to play 10 rounds, but it's been open for 60 to 70 years before my dad was born. A lot of the original equipment too.
Yeah, anything that's newer can't really do that. They just can't. Commercial rent is way too expensive. Like way, way, way too expensive. So when you want to own a place and you're like, you know what, I don't want to make a lot of profit. I just want to be able to pay my workers and I want to be able to run the place. I don't want to make any profit beyond that. Even that is like impossible to do cheaply now. You can't. So if you're a business owner, you own a small business and you own something, let's say it's a bowling alley, whatever, you have to charge a lot because the real estate, the rent, the lease, whatever it is on the spot that you're in is going to be so fucking expensive. It's crazy.
They are lucky cause it's now a historical place in my town, so they get money from the city to keep prices pretty cheap, and they get a huge discount on the property cause that status.
See, that's the thing that I don't see too many towns and cities always doing, but they can set up their own little rules locally to be like, you know, here's a crazy tax abatement or something. Right? Or here's just, like you said, they just get money. The city just gives them a stipend to pay their rent or whatever to keep these things operating. There are local governments that can do that, but they have to be able to afford that. You know? They have to be able to afford that. But I know there's some areas that do stuff like that. I've seen that happen for some really old mainstay food places, like old diners and stuff, where COVID hit them really hard. There's some where the town like gave them they said you can just bill us for whatever your property taxes are for a year and we'll just cover it so you can stay alive. Stuff like that, you know? Or the arts, things that are less likely to open, they'll be like, if you open something within this category, pitch it to us and we'll cover this. So if you always wanted to be a business owner, wanted to do a thing, try to look at stuff like that. There are towns that have certain incentives. A big one is anything relating to like activities that kids can do. So not necessarily a daycare, but you know, kids used to always go to the library, right? They would go to the library and they would sit around and they would read books and they would play games together and there would be board games and whatever. And it would just be a place where a kid could be, soft play area, right? And the place can still make some money, but it's not a daycare. It's not for like little babies, whatever. Places like that can be a little hard to run on the personal level. Like if you work there, it's a rough job, but they're really needed. And a lot of towns will actually give you money if you want to run something like that. It's had 2 patches already. Hightail sex update. Oh my God.